Okay, by bully-proofing our wrestling, that's what we're talking about here is simply this. You want to be the kid or the young man or even young lady, if you're in high school, that doesn't get scored on easily. There's a good saying in sports, be in it to win it. And that's what you want. You want to be in these matches. So look at your practices. If you scored 20 takedowns and gave up 15, you won by 5 takedowns. Well, you're better off winning 5 takedowns to 0. That's much better than a 20 to 15 margin. And you say, well, isn't 20 takedowns to 0 even better than that? Well, sure it is. Maybe one day when you're ranked number 1 in the nation, you can do that. But for now, learn to be a competitive athlete on the mat. Bully proof your wrestling. If you get bullied around, you're going to do this. You will beat a state champ, and then the next round, you'll lose to a JV kid. And you'll be very frustrated, and so will your parents and coaches. You will be inconsistent. So by bully proofing your wrestling, you are making a commitment, a conscious effort to say, I'm going to have a 2-point match. Win, lose, or draw, I'm going to have a 2-point match with every wrestler in the nation. And once I can, or the state, if I can have a close match with everybody, I'm right there. I'm a takedown and maybe an escape away from winning the state title. So think about holding position, wrestling smart, 1 point at a time, wrestling in sprints. Be very aggressive but also cautious, just like a MMA fighter. They're very aggressive, but they're also very cautious at the same time, just like a good boxer. So take that same approach with wrestling like the other combat sports do. The problem is this. In boxing, you can get knocked out cold and be put in the hospital. In MMA, you can get kicked in the neck with a shin bone and potentially killed. Wrestling is not a dangerous sport in those as far as the violence is concerned. So those people in those sports have to be smart and patient and controlled. We don't have to in wrestling. In fact, if someone gets to our legs, we might even score on them. So we maybe let our guard down even more. Because now when people get to our legs, we're scoring points. So really, in the long run, your wrestling is going to get worse. We want to make sure no one touches our legs. We get takedowns. We score or no one does. We're solid and smart, just like the other combat sports. Now, in those combat sports, they have to be smart and sort of cautious yet still aggressive. In wrestling, we really don't because we're not going to get put in the hospital like those sports, but we should still take the same approach. We want to wrestle smart and patient and tough, and that's what we mean by bully-proofing your wrestling. And just try to be in every match. If I lose, I was right there. If I win, either maybe I dominated my opponent or won by 1 or 2 points. But even then, if I beat someone by 10 points, I can't beat someone by 10 points that I can't at least beat at first. And so by getting out of that roller coaster where you're winning matches and losing and scoring a lot of points and getting pins, maybe getting turned and getting pinned or giving up 3 takedowns in one period, it's just a sloppy mess. So focus on wrestling smart and efficient and patient and tough and, getting stalemates if you have to, but staying in the matches. I love the saying, in it to win it. You have to be in the match to win it. And taking this approach, I think, can really help you hit your new stride in wrestling. So that's what we mean by bully-proofing your wrestling. There's a saying in wrestling that says, this kid either wins big or loses big. That kid needs to bully-proof his wrestling, so that doesn't happen. So hopefully this makes sense. Check us out on YouTube. There's more videos. Follow Nick Purler and Purler Wrestling on YouTube. Check us out at purlerwrestling.com. Come and train with us. We have a 15,000 square foot training center on 10 acres right outside of St. Louis. We would love to have you.